about random things in tech. Kevin, what's going on?
My webcam's over here. So if I'm not looking at you, it's because your video's over here. I'm not ignoring you or anything.
My screen's here, my webcam's here. I think this is good.
Yeah, if I'm not looking at you, it's because that is the worst. Listen, you can never have your screen like this. It's weird.
What if you're going that way and I'm behind you, like I'm gonna pounce?
See, my webcam's over here, and this is how you should do Zoom calls, right? It's so weird that we look straight in the webcam. You should be talking to the person, then you can look at each other's facial expressions and really understand.
Let's go for a high five.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, I don't think I did it. Yeah, the zoom angles and zoom background. I'm in the process of writing a book about, because it's such a universally known thing that some people's backgrounds, like if your background is messy, if it's blurred, why is it blurred? If it's one of the artificial backgrounds where you have like a screenshot or some fake thing behind you, that's also weird. So you really need to. Chris had an amazing idea. He actually raised a few $100 million for it.
Yeah.
It ended up collapsing after he got into this huge scandal. He was running around New York barefoot. But the idea was Zoom background in a box, because we were talking and I said it would help if people had very, very smart books in the background. It shows that you're smart. It shows that you can read above a third grade level. As you can see, Chris has many sophisticated books. This shows that he can afford a bookshelf and he can read. Yeah. My background, I have rustic, and it says, this guy has a trout on his wall. He must be chill.
So the bananas over the shoulder that really set it to the next level, I think.
It shows I'm a health nut.
Shout out to Chiquita Company, new sponsor of the live stream. We love them.
Shout out Dole. What the hell? What's Chiquita?
Chiquita banana? Isn't that a thing?
That's some California shit.
Let's go largest. This is how we're going to start. Largest banana producers in the world.
Dole.
Okay, let's see.
Hawaii.
The banana split. Wait, largest banana companies. All right, largest banana companies in the world. Damn it. I think Dole, number 1. Chiquita, number 2. Fresh Del Monte Produce, number 3.
Yeah, we ain't eating that. Did you see Salesforce acquired bananas? It was insane. For their company kitchen.
Yeah.
They acquired bananas.
Yeah.
And they're apparently about to acquire granola bars too, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, we got a bunch of we got Speechless new to the chat. What's up, Speechless?
Let's go.
Kevin's here. We're live with Kevin, and Tom's here. What's up, Tom?
Pleasure. Let's go.
Yeah, I think you should, but it should be remote controlled, and you should click a button. You should be sitting at your desk streaming, and then you should click a button, and the big mouth Billy Bass turns to you, and instead of singing a song, it goes, Numeral is the fastest and most accurate way to stay compliant with U.S. sales tax. It's an AI native solution for sales tax in over 70 countries, whether you're selling to customers in Texas or Tanzania. Let Numeral worry about your sales tax. The Numeral guarantee guarantees that your sales tax is filed on time, or they'll pay any penalties. Check them out at numeral.com, and then it just goes back on the wall.
Yeah, but doing your sales tax feels like this. And what I'm about to show you, if you don't get shivers, you're cold-blooded. Because everyone knows what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to a strip mall, you know exactly what this is and the heartbreak that you can feel. This is like doing your tax. How much do you pay? I don't know. What am I, a mathematician? I'm not giving the government my money, so therefore I'm not going to pay. And then when they ask me to pay, I'm just going to come up with a random number, because I ain't doing all that math. That's for sure. I'm not wasting that time. I got shit to do. I just installed ClawdBot on my Mac Mini, and it's making millions of dollars on Kalshi. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't have time to do taxes. That's why I use Numeral. Stop letting your taxes bet on Kalshi.
Exactly. And shout out to hireoverseas.com, the greatest place If you need a freelancer, if you need an EA, if you need a VA, if you need an MBA, if you need a GPA, go to hireoverseas.com. They've got all the acronyms. We love our Hire Overseas team. We work with several people to do clipping, video editing for the show, and they've been fantastic to work with. So go give them a buzz. Hireoverseas.com.
A CPA, a DJ, or if you want to talk to the EPA, if you need DNA, hireoverseas.com. Hire Overseas, are you tired of paying your banana farmers on average $46,000 to $75,000 per year?
Oh.
That's actually kind of crazy. Are you tired? Are you hired in producing in regions like Costa Rica? Hire Overseas. Grow bananas overseas. Don't bring banana growth back to the US. Keep that overseas.
More jobs.
Anyways.
All right. So ClawdBot is taking over the stream, but now they've already renamed it. This is the problem. You know, a new project comes up, it immediately gets ceased and desisted by some big AI lab. They've changed the name 4 times. By the time there's a 1-second delay from us speaking into the microphone and to this going live on YouTube and X and LinkedIn, by the time we say the new name, it's going to change again.
I didn't even realize that they had to change their name.
Yeah, they're now Molt.
Just happened. This was like within hours.
Yeah, it's been 10 minutes and they've already changed the name.
Tell me about this.
Okay, so this guy's legit. He has done just tons and tons of different projects. This is his site.
First of all, you can tell he's rich because he's looking to the side in all of his profile pictures. In this one and his X one, he's never looking at the camera, which if you do that on Zoom, you're whack. If it's a profile picture, you got motion.
And he's holding the microphone. So it's kind of like he's talking to a fan, right? He's holding the microphone up. He's saying, "Oh, what's that? You're a huge fan? Oh, thanks so much. It's a great
picture. Are you two a couple or some shit?"
Yeah. So he created this thing, ClawdBot, which is now multi. Look at how, I mean, that's kind of crazy. 112,000 followers since December of last year.
And they are the first company to have a lobster beside a red lobster as the logo.
Mr. Lobster, Moltbot is going to acquire Red Lobster. Coming soon.
Join the crustacean crew. Okay, so they had to change their name.
Yep.
So everyone's talking about them.
So
can you tell me what the fuck ClawdBot is?
No one knows.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I think it's it's basically a way where you can set up an instance. There's a bunch of ways to do this. You can like set up like an AWS instance. You can go buy, like everybody's buying like physical Mac minis. But the idea is you authorize tons of stuff on your actual like workstation. So it has access to your calendar and your email and like all the like systems and like files on your computer. So it has like full read, and I think you can authorize like write access into all these things. So where, you know, I think the main thing that people are talking about is this is solving like a huge memory and personalization problem with AI. Like every time you go to ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok or any of the models, like A, they don't know what you're searching across all the other models, and B, they have like super limited insight into like the 10 other questions that you've asked this week. Right. And so like, obviously that repository, you know, builds over time, and they have, you know, more and more data and information about, you know, how you find the answers to certain questions. But if you get just access to your entire computer and to Chrome or Safari or whatever your browsers are, like you can do crazy levels of automation. And so I think the two interesting things were, one, this is like SMS, text, whatnot, chat based. The idea being like you can chat with Moltbot and you can say, hey, give me a summary of like all of my meetings on Thursday and Friday and try to find a time for this meeting. So if you just don't want to be toggling between your Calendly and your email and like going back and forth, And then it will like suggest times back. They might even have some good examples. Like I feel like a lot of people have been building in public talking about this. And so it's kind of like this like chat instance in WhatsApp. And so that was like the first novel thing. And then again, the second novel thing here was sort of like it just has access to your actual computer, which is both terrifying, but also kind of interesting.
I like how we've gone from, no, Facebook, don't look at my browser history. Don't send me a personalized ad of this thing that I actually want to buy. And now it's ClawdBot. Okay, sign into my bank, sign into my computer, text my girlfriend. Please just take everything. Take everything.
Yeah.
It's totally flopped.
Yeah, the security takes were pretty terrifying as to what we could do. In a typical show, what we mostly do is just pull up the tweets that I want to get more impressions on. And so I thought this guy had a really good take on this. The things that you're supposed to use ClawdBot for: summarizing your feed, researching new trends. And 24 hours later, it spent all my money on Kalshi betting on the Broncos to win. It emails death threats to my actual assistant, who I hired through hireoverseas.com, ordered $27,000 worth of DoorDash during a major snowstorm, and commented LOL nice on every Hunter Biden Instagram post. So I think that there were actually stories, though, of people saying, I hooked up ClawdBot to my bank account and like allowed it to make trades for me. Terrifying.
Yeah. I mean,
these people are nuts.
Come on. And the worst part about the security, and this is gonna either age me or you, I don't know yet.
I'm 14.
Does this
I have to have my parents' permission to do this stream, so we'll see.
You tell me if this rings a bell. Because this was the shit back in the day.
Yeah.
And this could be ClawdBot's downfall. Back in the day on the bus, if you just texted someone this, it would shut down their phone. And you could just easily bully someone by texting this to them over and over. Dude, stop texting that like you were powerless. And this was first showed me how important cybersecurity is.
Yeah, it was like a good lesson by McAfee or whoever was selling like the discs that would protect your physical computer back in the day.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I still see, I see it on X, I see it on LinkedIn. The other version of this that's even better is like the old like boomer thing about like, I do not consent to have any of my pictures or information scraped by Meta or Facebook or Instagram. And like, if you post this, it becomes illegal for them to do so. And I still see those posts on Facebook, LinkedIn from time to time.
That's
highly effective, I'm sure.
Wow.
All right, we got an exciting day today. We have somebody coming on the stream in an hour. Do you want to guess who it is?
Hunter Biden.
You got it. Hunter's coming on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We got our buddy and our boss, really, Sam Ross from numeral.com coming on the stream. We've got tons of questions for him. And he said he actually has more questions for us. He sent me some of the questions ahead of time. Hey guys, what the fuck? I paid $50,000 for this, and you guys are just talking about lobsters and the top banana producers. How do I get my money back?
He sent me one and he said, please take my logo off the stream. I'm not going to ask again. I'm not sponsoring you.
Yeah.
And then his lawyer followed up, probably a huge fan of the stream, and he said, seriously, we're going to take legal action. Which
weird. I got this like cease and desist thing in the mail. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but it does not seem good for us. Oh boy.
No, that seems chill.
Oh boy.
Sam Ross coming on 11 a.m. This is going to be the biggest thing in sales tax and VAT, value added tax, probably since the Boston Tea Party, which I actually do want to talk to Sam about because I can only imagine how Numeral responded when all that tea went in the water. And everyone was kind of pissed about this whole tax thing. And the fact that he's gone from the Boston Tea Party to a profitable corporation is really inspiring.
Absolutely. We're huge fans. All right. This is a good question that we need to address. When does using an SLM, a small language model, make sense? I have opinions on this. Do you mind if I take a stab at it?
Please.
if you get assigned something at work that you could use AI for, but you want to do a terrible job on it so that you don't get asked to do it again. It's kind of like knowing Excel. Like if Kevin knows Excel and I'm like, hey, can you help me with this thing in Excel? And you do a really good job, then you become the Excel guy. So what you want to do is if you have like a coding task or a writing task or a research task and your boss gives it to you and you don't want to totally screw it up, but you just don't want to have to do that ever again, use an SLM. It'll do a half-assed job, half-assed results. It'll like kind of stop the project halfway through. And then you'll deliver the results and you'll be all hyped to your boss like, hey, I just finished this thing. I used a small language model to do it. And then your boss will go, okay, maybe we ask somebody else next time.
Right.
And then that's how you get out of work. Like I actually work a corporate job. I'm the director of IT at Wendy's, but I work like 1 hour a week.
Right.
They're not asking me to do shit because I'm using small language models left and right.
How do you feel? Because there is this theory that if you're working at a corporate job, you do like 60% of your maximum potential for the work so that you don't have to work that hard. They're not going to give you a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that?
Yes.
Wow.
I think you should always understand how to hit your 100% lit, and then you should dial it back by 40%, and then just complain a lot about the workload. Say, oh man, a lot going on this week. Just make up clients that you're meeting with, but always go first name so people don't look into it. I've got the thing with Sarah, and then I've got to go see Jerry.
Right.
But if you say the company name, then people are like, what are you doing on the Microsoft account?
The Jerry account.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So SLM is the circular reference of AI. Exactly.
I didn't even know SLM was a thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Jimmy John's like sandwich. Let me get the salami, lettuce, mayo.
The SLM.
So not only did Salesforce acquire bananas, they also struck out, or I should say, hit a home run with the Army. Can you imagine going viral in the Army chat, getting like 1 million laughing reacts in the Army Slack?
We just bombed Syria. Oh,
imagine
it's a bunch of 100s. Hey,
and GIFs. Imagine how many salute emojis. Like you're gonna have to salute every time your lieutenant sends a message.
Yeah, like you could just type the words to the Pledge of Allegiance in the Army Slack instance, and everybody within a second has to do the salute, or they get dishonorably discharged from the Army.
I don't get, how is this $5.6 billion? I mean, how many Slack users are they gonna have?
I don't know. Imagine getting a Slack that says drop the nuke.
They can't vibe code it.
That is like, I think Trace has an interesting point there, which is like, all these like, Booz Allen does, I don't know how many billions in like custom consulting work for the Army every year. So it is kind of crazy that like, clearly they went through some multi-year like build versus buy here, but also having known many people that work on IT projects for the US government, like by the time that this Slack instance and Salesforce instance like rolls out within the Army, it's going to be like the most dated, deprecated model ever, because they're going to have to go through all this like security reviews. So, like the Army is not getting the greatest, most recent Slack releases. They're just not.
At least it ain't
have like Slack on-prem. It's like hosted in Virginia.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Salesforce shareholders somewhat happy. Over 5 years it's up. Over 1 year it's down 34%.
Well, yeah, we saw like that guy on the latest stream. Go look it up. We're not going to do your homework for you, but the super legit like billionaire guy who was starting his new company, he like vibe coded his own CRM in a weekend.
Right. The Amazon previous worldwide.
The previous Dave Clark, former CEO of Flexport, former CEO of Amazon Consumer Worldwide. By the way, all right, here's the thing. If you have worldwide in your job title, you're making 20 million or more. Because no startups have like a worldwide global sales officer, worldwide, HR officer, but like Amazon, Salesforce, all these big public companies do. So if worldwide is in your title, you have people below you that are making $7-8 million a year. You're making like 15-20.
My dad told me a piece of advice that I'll never forget. And he said, never let them put global in your title because you'll never be off a plane. Like, I think if you have global or worldwide in your title, you will always be traveling.
Yeah. You'll never see your kids. You won't know your wife. You'll miss every soccer game, but you'll make a lot of money.
Yeah. Which may be worth it. I was a worldwide intern for a while, which was crazy.
Yeah. They just moved you to Malaysia and then they never called you. They just literally booked a one-way flight and they're like, yeah, you are now a worldwide intern. You work for Malaysia.
Sit over there.
Do I get to come back?
Okay. Speaking of getting paid a lot, I did not think this was real, but apparently it is. Do you pay your employees? Have you ever considered ordering DoorDash and paying in installments? Now, if you payroll through Gusto, you can pay your employees in installments. You can split their salaries over installments, which at first it's like, holy shit, a recession indicator. But then you're like, well, actually, why not? Like, why can you not do the same thing with your employees as you do to your meatball sub through DoorDash?
This is incredible and terrifying. I did see this. This is like the perfect post, the perfect tweet.
Is this actually real, lol? Yes.
Yeah. So Paraffin is they are a, let's pull them up.
Let's see here.
All right. So Paraffin, let's see, they've got 125 employees. They were founded 6 years ago. And they're a infrastructure company that provides financial services for marketplaces, vertical SaaS, payment platforms, and more. With a single integration, platforms can launch a full suite of financial products in their small business sellers, including capital, spend management, and savings tools. What are the odds that, I always think when they have these partnerships, I always assume that somebody senior worked previously at like Gusto. So this guy was Robinhood, which was close, but all the fintech founders just bounce from like Brex to Gusto to. Also, that was skillful of me. Did you notice what happened here?
Damn, another Robinhood.
When you're looking at something like this, like a bunch of random employees, you'll notice that the people that have the jobs at the companies will put their title.
Right.
Founders always have like their mission statement.
Right.
I just knew. I didn't even know that these two are the founders. I could just tell.
Right? Yep.
This guy maybe is like, maybe he's a third co-founder that quit the company and now he's retired. Let's see. Relaxation. What does that mean? Oh, he was an investor. There you go.
And board on Menlo Venture.
I mean, isn't every investor's title just relaxation?
That's what I should make mine. I'm pretty chill.
Yeah.
And all I invest in is bananas.
Right.
So you decide if you, I know our sponsors are paying us over 30 years. We're getting 4 cents per month for 30 years.
Right. Numeral will handle the tax split over all the payments. Exactly. Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's one of these confusing things though. Like, I don't know who's actually using this because, I guess it's comparable to like a Stripe loan. It's just, the financial engineering is a little bit different.
I mean, Listen, I studied finance, so I know exactly what's going on here. I know exactly what to do. And the thing is, if I have to pay you 50 grand,
right,
I ain't going to pay you 50 grand right now. I'm going to pay you 10 grand, put 40,000 into Kalshi, read the upcoming transcript about whatever they're going to talk about in the congressional speech, and then bet on keywords that they're not going to say. I'm going to turn that 40 grand into 80, 120, 160. And from there, it's pretty much a passive income stream for me. And I just never pay you. So
I love it. Shout out to paraffin.com, new sponsor of the live stream.
New sponsor of the stream.
Yep. They allow all of our other sponsors to pay us over 100-year term. Our grandkids are going to be getting numeral bucks.
What do you think is the longest loan term of ever in history?
There's some story, and I wish I could remember it right now. Maybe we can find it. There's some story where like the French government issued this bond that was like it was like payable, like it was like paid out over 1,200 years. I swear to God. And that's probably not even the longest. But the only reason that I know about this, hold on. Old bond paying interest. Yeah, so there's like this is not even the one that I was thinking of. But so the New York Stock Exchange owns a bond that is over 400 years old that they collect $300 annually in interest on.
That's fire. Probably feels so good to get that check. What do you spend that money on?
It was I don't like that the New York, what is this, NPR? I don't like that NPR, this transcript thing is like, they just tell you the story. Like you have to like listen to the story, but instead of like using AI to like summarize this into an article, they just give you like the transcript.
Nice.
Hey, sponsored by Synchrony. Do you want to build a brighter future with our award-winning products? Get a 14-month CD at 4% APY. Start saving today. Member of FDIC. Terms and conditions may apply.
If you're pregnant.
So they got, this was issued in 1624, and the Water Authority issued a bunch of these bonds. Good.
This is totally unhinged, and also I don't think it's correct. When I searched longest loan term ever in history, based on a fixed repayment schedule, is the 122-year indemnity loan imposed on Haiti by France in 1825 to compensate for lost slave labor, which was not fully repaid until 1947, which is insane. Lost slave labor. You got to pay us back. And perpetual undated bonds. So that sounds
yeah, I think you know, now that we're pushing, so if that's real, if the longest loan term, what did it say, 124 years?
122.
I mean, so now we're pushing half that with these like 50-year mortgages.
Right. Dude, I don't want to buy a house. Everyone's all upset. Oh, I'm never going to be able to buy a house. All I want to do is buy a house. Why? I'd rather rent, fuck up someone else's place, then move to somewhere else the next year, live wherever I want. It's not that bad. It's like whatever, $1,500.
I saw you. You just poured an entire bottle of olive oil down the sink right before we started streaming. That was epic.
I think renting is chill. What's the big hoop holla about buying a house? I mean, come on.
It's nice when you buy a house that you just have to pay a comical amount of property taxes for the rest of your life to not lose said house.
It's great. You buy a house and then you end up paying more than you would pay if you rented it. So that I'm not even sure what it's for.
In my neighborhood, this is true. I think the cheapest, let's see what the cheapest single family house in Alamo goes for right now. Sponsored by Redfin. We're huge fans of Redfin. I actually bought my house with Redfin. We should get them as a sponsor.
I don't think they're going to want to sponsor us after I just dumped 2 gallons of old olive oil down the drain.
So the cheapest. All right, this is good. This is the least expensive house in Alamo, California right now. It's $2 million. It needs a lot of work. Nice little pool.
Oh, that looks chill.
That's the vibe. So at $2 million, you're paying $13,000 a month. And this, you'd probably need a construction loan on this.
For a mortgage?
For a more, like you'd have to put $400,000 down, and then your principal and interest $11,000 a month, and your property taxes are over $2,000 a month. And by the way, I think this home insurance is comically low. I'm going to call this $14K a month to buy the cheapest house in Alamo. Now you can rent this single family house. Let's go to the rentals. For rent, you can rent like a way better house. Okay, this one's a little bit smaller, so I got to find a better comp here. All right, you can rent like a way more modern, much sicker house, all in, if this is your thing, for $8,500 a month.
Yeah.
So you could have a, what was that we were just looking at? A 2,300 square foot house in Alamo for $2 million, where you're paying $14,000 a month. This is literally twice the size. It has one X more renovated. This this homeowner actually paid us $10,000 to showcase their house on the stream. So go rent this house. Be my neighbor.
Here's the issue. San Francisco, California as a whole is out. Where people should be looking, I'm playing 3D chess. Lummi Island. You can get this. You can literally go to the bathroom anywhere. Enough about this two bathroom, 3 bathroom. I will literally go wherever I want. You can also sleep wherever you want.
Right.
You are close to the water and close to a pond. And you get this cool drawing if you buy the house. It's included. So
what is this? 0.6 acres?
I'm tired of people. 0.63 acres. Beautiful, tranquil, Lummi Island.
Do you have a view of the cove? I couldn't tell. You're just you're just surrounded by trees.
Yeah, it's just ferns and stuff, but
okay.
It looks chill. So yeah, that's the state.
We need a third sponsor to come in and drop $50K so that Kevin can move to a tent on Lummi Island.
That's right, with Starlink.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about this?
I think Sahil was wrong. I just have a strong suspicion. This is an important tweet because it shows you how fast the world is actually moving. That this wasn't that big of a risk to post in early 2021.
Right.
It definitely seemed like Clubhouse was going to get, like, even if they failed, or even if they failed to the extent of like they didn't grow beyond where they were when this tweet was posted, somebody would buy them for $5 billion. I think the hardest thing to swallow would be that I think Twitter offered them $2 billion way before this, and they turned it down.
Damn. And then Twitter just built Spaces right after.
Yeah, they were just like, we don't need this shit. Well, because they also saw the decline, right? So so right after this, so 3 months after this, they hit a $4 billion valuation. And so if things are going well and you can go raise capital at a $4 billion, why would you sell for $2 billion? I mean, I think I know why I would sell for $2 billion, but I understand why they didn't. Yeah.
What's Clubhouse's valuation today? Is it still around?
I'll bet, given the amount that they've raised, they haven't done like a down round, so it hasn't been repriced. Because they've raised $112 million. Like the team is probably under 10 people right now.
That's crazy. Don't try to start a company. You're going to end up getting articles written about you that say the rise and fall. That would be the worst feeling ever. If you have the rise and fall or the downfall of, and it's either you or your company, man, that's got to sting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly a good thing to end up on Wikipedia. But if you and your business ends up on like biggest decacorn failures Wikipedia page, that's tough.
Or if on your Wikipedia you have a controversy section or allegation section, you're screwed.
It's just like early life, controversy, death. That's what you want to try to avoid. All right. We also, what we need to start doing is we need to start streaming a little bit later, because this is a big problem. Twitter is boring until about 12 p.m. when all the unemployed people wake up. This is true. Shout out to our chat who actually has jobs. They're joining in the morning.
Do they?
I think so.
Dude, this is so true. All my friends who are unemployed are way happier than any of my employed friends.
Right.
It's just
but how many people with a real job do you actually know? I feel like you don't hang out with those types.
No, not really. I'd say 2 of my friends work at Amazon, which is about as close as you can get.
Right.
And one of them loves it. The other one hates it. But I think the unemployed people have employed a certain philosophy that I think carries you through life on just a different wavelength. Because it's not about like being unemployed or not having to work. It's that they are comfortable with being unemployed. Most people feel some sort of social pressure or anxiety if they don't have a job, just because they feel like it's something you have to do at Christmas when you're sitting with your extended family. They say, oh, what are you doing? What's your job? Or at really any social function, at a bar, when you meet a guy, you meet a girl, they say, what do you do? And it's the people who are unemployed who say, I'm unemployed, and they feel nothing. That means that they could go through extreme hardship and still feel nothing.
Oh, we got the legend himself.
Dude.
VC Braggs in the chat. What up?
Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, can you pull up his link here?
You want me to type this in?
This is the problem with, well, actually, I think we can just go to let me go to the actual chat.
Here, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, why? See, this is why. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is good. Let's go through this. We're gonna go through this live.
Let's go.
All right. So this is a thread. If you're not following at VC Braggs, do yourself a favor. Go follow right now.
So good.
All right. A thread of hilariously wrong tech predictions that aged like milk. Oh, this is from, it's pretty recent. All right. We're going to bookmark and save it.
Sponsored by Fairlife Protein Milk.
Shout out to Fairlife, big sponsor of the stream. We're huge Fairlife fans. This is not water. It's Fairlife. Oh, yeah. Josh Wolf, our boy. From Lux, predicting that in financial crisis, FTX and SBF will end up owning some old school financial players or their assets. Okay. Our favorite Scott Galloway, Macy's will be the most successful retailer of the next 5 years, not Amazon. This was in 2015, so we can correctly judge this one.
Well, this is correct if he's writing for 56-year-old women shopping for their children for some sort of holiday or special event. So
that's true. I don't even understand. He tried to justify this over the years of like, well, this was taken out of context. It was not taken out of context. He fucked up.
Is Macy's still around?
I think it is. Is it? I think it's still like an independent public company.
What do you do at malls? Do you still go to malls to like shop? Every
time I see a video of a mall, it's like a mall shooter. It's like on like at Midwest Crime, and it's like a SWAT team forcibly removing a Hollister employee who's high on mushrooms from the back room, with tear gas. So I don't think a lot is going on at malls anymore. Why would you want a computer at home, bro? There's no reason anyone would want a computer in their home, said Ken Olsen. I think, I disagree with this. I think Ken Olsen has a point. We don't we don't want a computer in the home. We just have to have one in order to communicate.
It's coming. This is coming back though. This is like, now it's like, why would anyone want a computer at home? I have the Johnny Ive OpenAI butt plug that gives me the interface I need. I don't need to have.
Oh, you got yours in the mail? It already arrived?
It finally came. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's like it's a 2-month onboarding.
Yeah, that's good. There's no chance that the iPhone's going to get any significant market share. I mean, again, you just have to say this if you're the CEO of Microsoft in 2007.
Right.
It's like how if you're like the quarterback for the Browns, I'm using sports analogies that I don't even understand. If you're the quarterback for the Browns, you go, oh, the Patriots don't have a shot this year. They do and they will.
Right.
But you just have to hype up your fan base.
I just like how sweaty this guy is. So I have no problem with him. He's just so sweaty.
Yeah, I like Ballmer. Now richer than his boss, right? He's richer than Bill Gates, which is incredible. I think Ballmer's like one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite billionaires because he feels like he's fun. Was he ever on Epstein Island?
If he was, chill. Don't ask those type of questions.
Yeah. The internet may just be a passing fad as millions give up on it for 2000. Oh, this is a good throwback. Good work to VC Braggs for this. You remember Bird?
Remember Bird? Bro, I swear I still take those. Are they done? Actually, no. It's just, no. I used to rip these all the time. I've eaten shit on these so many times, but they were clutch for getting around LA.
Yep. Yeah, I think they might have gotten bought out by Lyft or something. Maybe they just turned into like the Lyft scooters. I don't know.
Let's see. Well, the worst part about like San Francisco, the Lyft city bikes are the greatest thing of all time. And now they're so overpowered. You pull up to the charging stations, you can get anywhere quickly. The problem with Lime and Bird is that they just turned into litter. Like who let that happen where they're just tipped over? They get thrown into rivers. Even when you do pick one up, the handles are covered in mysterious sticky liquid that you don't want to touch.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember taking one of the scooters in Austin like a year ago, and I was so scared for my life. Like I was just trying to go up a couple blocks and like cars were like whizzing by me. And the thing is like, don't take this on the sidewalk. It's going to brick if you like take it on a sidewalk. Horrible experience.
Bro, you sound old.
I know.
I used to do that with 3 other friends on the scooter, 12 beers deep, fighting for our lives.
That was just last Tuesday. I saw video footage of you.
Lime acquired Uber's Jump bike and scooter business.
Oh, interesting. So that's the one I still see. So Lime is still a thing, right?
I think, but now it's like, dude, the Lime scooters and bikes that you see now are like antiques. Like they look like such shit. See, yeah, they don't look like this. Oh wait,
just beat up.
City Bike. I like how it's like how Dove makes chocolate and soap. City, the bank is like, yeah, fuck it, let's bike.
Michelin tires and dining guides. Bridgestone tires and golf balls. Yamaha motorcycles, drum sets, pianos. City financial services, bikes.
Raised and Confused podcast and
minced garlic.
Minced garlic subscription. Okay, so City doesn't manufacture the bikes themselves, as most people probably know.
So Lime's still big in London.
But City funded and sponsored the New York Bike Share program in 2012 as a massive long-term branding opportunity to rebuild its reputation post-financial crisis. And they've spent about $41 million for high-value daily advertising on thousands of bicycles. And these things are great. So shout out City.
Shout out City, new sponsor of the stream.
Shout out VC Brags.
Shout out VC Brags. Fun seeing you in the chat. Yeah, e-bikes are going to get stomped by regulatory stuff. There's already when I bought my e-bike here, there was a type 1 and a type 2. I can't remember which is which. I think the type 1s go slow as shit, and the type 2s will rip at like 33 miles per hour. The type 1s get capped at 20, and they can only sell the type 1s in California. So I thought about like driving across the border and getting like an illegal Nevada type 2 bike.
Dude, the e-bikes make e-bikes great again. Now 14-year-olds can't go 50 miles an hour with zero lights. It's a huge problem back in the homeland of Mercer Island. Unfortunately, big government has also cracked down there. Once you start classifying stuff, it's over. Okay. This is like, I remember when vapes first came out, there was like no vape regulation, like legislation couldn't catch up fast enough. So I'm pretty sure there was a period of time where like a 14-year-old could go into a vape shop and like buy a vape because you just could. But earlier this year, Mercer Island said, no, you can't go fast. You got to be lame. And
I mean, whatever happened to the good old days when a 7-year-old could leave school, walk to a Cracker Barrel, get a Coke with actual cocaine in it, and go home and do his homework, and then go into the mines for 7 hours and mine for silver.
Right. The good old days are over. On tax, this is insane. And actually, we should talk to Sam about this. Maybe I'll save it for that. As a little preview, ZYN nicotine pouches have faced an insane tax, especially in my home state of Washington. I'm going to save this for our special guest in half an hour. You're going to have to stick around because this is unbelievable.
It's the biggest breaking news past LobsterBot that we've got.
The ZYN tax is the biggest news for unemployed people since the stimulus checks.
Absolutely. So I also think, speaking of big tech news, one of my favorite new things happened this week, which I'll pull up here. AI this, AI that. The @AI_slop X account is one of my favorite new discoveries of 2026.
Oh my God, dude.
Who are you?
I'm Epstein.
I'm feeling rough, I'm feeling wrong.
Bro.
Time of my life. Let's make some.
I mean, this is why we're building data centers.
Bro, we literally have sponsors.
Oh. Should I not like pause the video like right here? We'll cut the logos out for this part.
This is ridiculous. AI is just making the world way worse.
The AI slop. I see it's one of these things where I like and bookmark the videos only for this live stream. Totally not because I love the content. And then it just, the new algo is like, oh man, this guy loves AI slop videos. So that's all I get.
You know what else AI has been killing? And has been killing for a while. Yeah, not only water and plastic. Do you even know what this is?
I do. Because we had Chegg was a big Well, so they had a bunch of different businesses. Or I guess they have. I don't think that they're fully dead. They had like the book rental thing was their big thing, right? But then they also had tutoring. What else? They had like a bunch of services around like college and high school.
Yeah, but you had to be a real idiot if you were using Chegg for anything besides paying people for homework answers, which I did do. The subscription Chegg services such as Study, Writing, Mathway generated $128 million in Q4 of 2024, which was down 23%. But the point was, Chegg was so great. You could pay smart people to answer your homework questions. Teachers would do undercover Chris Hansen type sting operations and like look to see if any of their students have posted their questions, and then they would give a wrong answer, and then whoever wrote that answer in for the homework would get in huge trouble.
Oh, they were like honeypotting Chegg?
Legit story. Teachers would plant fake answers on Chegg and then bust people who used them.
Wait, so so Chegg had the textbook rental and like the tutoring stuff, but so what? It became like a forum where you could like upload homework and have people do it for you and then pay them.
Dude, you didn't know about this? I didn't even know about the textbook rental stuff. Chegg was like, it was OG. You would copy a question from your PDF of homework and then paste it into Google and pray that a Chegg link would pop up, and people would like, a lot of times these textbooks, like, you know, classes will use the same textbook whether you're in Texas or Oregon, and these teachers are assigning questions from the textbooks. So you could post a homework thing. You could either pay for someone to answer it, or you would have to answer other people's shit and like get clout on the platform and good karma in order to get your homework answers question. So it was literally, what's the coding equivalent of this? What's the one where people answer like coding questions?
Stack Overflow, that's also basically
Stack Overflow, which is getting killed, where the whole value proposition is that it's just this aggregate like source of answers to very specific questions that now you can easily put into ChatGPT.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
well, I was trying to go back on our trusty Wayback Machine to show you what was going on with Chegg in like 2009 when I was in college, but it's getting a 503 service unavailable every time.
Damn.
You know where you don't get a 503 service unavailable? HireOverseas.com.
If you want to hire
somebody, they show up, they do the job. It's great.
ChatGPT is fine, but sometimes you need someone to walk you through how to do things. Hire Overseas, hire a tutor for your classes, hire someone to teach you how to use AI.
Hire a new kid. If your kid's dumb, they're falling behind in school, just hire a new one.
If you use CRISPR and your kid's going to have a low IQ, Hire Overseas can find a new kid with a higher IQ. And I just thought about, have you ever heard of Gamefly? Did we talk about that?
No.
Gamefly shut down. The idea was, and anyone who's maybe 20 to 28 may understand, they would put a ton of commercials up. What it was the Netflix DVD model for video games. So I pay Gamefly $25 a month. I want Halo 3 for a week. They ship me the game in the mail. I play it for a week. I ship it back. And they're now shut down, but I want to see what their revenue was.
It's weird that Netflix never did that.
Did games?
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so they weren't massive, but they were pretty big.
So they have their peak annual revenue was about what this live stream's revenue is. Yeah. 17 to 40 million.
Yeah. That seems about right. Sponsored by Gamefly Comeback. Yeah, it's interesting that Netflix, I mean, why not? It's just DVDs, ain't it?
Yeah. And speaking of the Netflixication of everything, I saw this, and there were two very crazy things that stood out to me. So this is the top apps by share of audience using the app as of last quarter. Pretty wild. So the immediate thing, of course, is like, as Pedro says, YouTube is underappreciated. There was an interview with the founder of Netflix a couple weeks ago on Invest Like the Best with Patrick O'Shaughnessy, great podcast. And he was basically saying, we've been a company for 26 years. And for most of those years, like latter years, we've just been fighting screen time wars with YouTube because YouTube is good at this. The other kind of crazy thing is the Facebook graph, if you will, is basically exactly inverted of the Instagram graph. Instagram, the greatest acquisition of all time, probably behind YouTube.
Right.
Like Facebook, this basically shows the like slow cookedness of Facebook with newer generations. But they like the fact that for an 18 to 24-year-old segment, now this is not by like screen time. This is just more people who are 18 to 24 have Instagram than Spotify.
I see.
Kind of crazy.
I like how Gemini 55 plus come in with Gemini and no ChatGPT. And it's also interesting that ChatGPT isn't in the 18 to 24 demographic. You would think that might be one of the top.
I looked at this and there were a couple wonky things that stood out. So I find it hard to believe that. So I think the Gemini thing, my take on this was it's people like Googling things. And if you like click into the AI summary, it just counts as like somebody using Gemini. That feels very like 55 and up, because I don't think that they're downloading the app directly, but this says using the app. I don't know. The other really weird thing was TikTok. So TikTok is like surprisingly low. I know like Pinterest is making a comeback. I'm not that surprised that more people are using, let's say, Amazon or have a Facebook account. This is, again, not like total minutes consumed. But then it doesn't show up again until the 55 plus segment. Seems weird.
I am so curious people just have Venmo downloaded. They're not like spending a ton of time on there.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Like what chat function are 25 to 54-year-olds doing on Venmo? But they just have the app.
Right.
And so more people in the 35 to 44 segment have Venmo than the Walmart app.
How about TikTok though? TikTok only, I like the ones that are on only opposite sides and don't have any tail in the middle. TikTok in 18 to 24, but actually more popular in the 55 plus.
Yep.
Discord.
Yeah, and also WhatsApp is weird, like less popular, less downloaded. I think we're reading this right. I don't know. We need to go to the chat to figure out if we're being idiots reading this.
Do you use WhatsApp?
It's one of these things where in my segment, let's see.
In your segment,
I'm gonna round my age down so that my agent at CAA doesn't cancel all my, beauty endorsements that I have coming up. So I'm 36. So in mine, I have the YouTube app. I do not have the Amazon app. I do not have the Facebook app. I have the Instagram app. No Messenger.
Wait, you don't have the Amazon app?
Bro,
that's whack.
I'm anti-consumerism.
Wait, you don't? Okay, wait. Start over. Okay. I need to analyze.
So I've got YouTube. This is the app. Like I have a Prime account, but do not have the app for Amazon. No app for Facebook, but have Facebook. Yes app Instagram. No app Messenger. And actually, I don't even think I've ever used Messenger. I just let all the messages, like I click into Facebook and it's like, oh, you need to like go to this separate area. And I just like, I don't care. I have 55 messages when I log into Facebook. I don't care.
Right.
Yes, Spotify app. Yes, WhatsApp app. Yes, Venmo app.
Why haven't you fucking paid me then? Bro, I have 10 requests out to you.
I think the stream's frozen.
No ChatGPT. All right, what about ChatGPT?
No ChatGPT, no Walmart.
Okay, good. Dude, if you got the Walmart app.
What if it was just no, yes, Walmart.
Only Walmart. Okay, let me do me.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I got to pull up this comment so that it doesn't go across Jack Rains.
Let's go. We need to get Jack on ASAP, especially Jack Rains'
Jack,
book.
send us a slow cap hat. Also sponsor us.
Jack Rains' book coming out soon. Jack, once you're on your press tour, you need to come on here. Send us copies of the book.
I'm gonna when Sam from Numeral comes on here in a few minutes, we're going to have him rank all of Jack Rains' writing live. He's gonna say, this was my favorite post, this is my favorite essay, this is my favorite newsletter that he's done.
I like how Jack is out here exposing people using AI for writing, whatever that website is, but he's got the 0%, sounds like a human, written by a human, and he is out here doing the Lord's work and exposing people.
Wait, is he using is it Pangram or is he using Zero GPT?
Jack?
I need to know. This is important. Because one of them needs to sponsor and send me a hat too. I like that we had that YouTube thumbnail that was just this, and this was like every YouTube thumbnail. By the way, you got to point up and do the follow on YouTube thing.
Guys, I know, okay, no one likes scanning QR codes. I'm not even going to pretend like people do like scanning QR codes or that it's chill, but it's just a YouTube link. If you don't want to scan it, search Raised and Confused on YouTube. Somehow we actually pop up already. You can rewatch streams, but more importantly, we'll have the funny segments posted. Okay, you don't have to watch the boring shit, no fluff. You can see Chris talk about the Walmart app. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the best segment, I think. All right, we're back to
pull up that app share.
Yeah, one sec. We got to go back to this. All right. We could stare at this thing all day. This is like
this is awesome.
Some new level of fascination for us. All right.
Okay.
What do you got? You're 17. You're not on here.
First of all, turning 25 is already depressing because you're pretty much 30 at that point. But the most depressing thing is you don't even think about it. But when you're filling out forms or doing anything, once you're 25, you get bumped into 25 to 34, bro. I'm not 34. But when you're 24 and below, it's like it's all fun and games. But then once you get bumped up, it's like the opposite of moving up tax brackets. It's like, bro, this sucks. So now I'm looped in with fucking 34-year-olds. YouTube, yes. Spotify, yes. Instagram, ain't no way. Amazon, yes. Facebook, yes. Messenger, no. WhatsApp, yes, but I use it to talk to like 2 people, one in India, one in Germany.
Right.
Discord, I think so, but I never use it. Venmo, yes. Snapchat, no. So I'm yes for everything except for Instagram and Snapchat.
Yeah, that's interesting that you're yes. I think that Venmo falling off for 55 plus is not that surprising.
They write checks.
I love the stories, by the way, of people. I just heard one the other day. I'm not going to throw them under the bus because I think one or both of the couple might listen to this. I heard a crazy story of like a couple that's been married for like 20 years, like Venmoing each other over like tedious shit.
That's crazy. My friend Sid has a philosophy that I agree with. Once you're making grown man money, aka I think once you make over like 70K a year, assuming you don't have a family or like dependents or a ton of responsibility, like let's say you graduated, now you're working at some marketing place making 75K a year and you have like a pretty core group of friends. If you shouldn't be Venmoing each other back and forth for Ubers or drinks. All you do is you say you need to have some self-awareness. Oh, Chris got the last round of drinks. Hey, this round of drinks is on me. And then the worst is when you need to kind of nudge people. You say, hey, Dan, we all bought drinks before you and you haven't bought any. That's the annoying part. If
Right.
everyone takes responsibility, then Venmo could be obsolete.
Yeah, that's true. I think that the only people that I see use Venmo, which oddly they all have the public like payments thing turned on, which is also insane. It is insane that there is a like feed that you can read of what people are paying each other for. If you have that feed on, unless it's for something really funny where you're trying to make like a point to your other friends who are going to log into Venmo and see it, then that's like psychopath behavior. But
I disagree.
Okay, this is good.
I think that there is a $1 billion app idea where you can connect your bank account via Plaid, and there's not only a feed of what I'm Venmoing people, it's a feed of what I'm buying. It says, Kevin just spent X amount at Walmart. Kevin spent X on OnlyFans. And people can like, comment, they can share.
This is good. This is basically, we're going to lock down the handle 3 cents. It's going to be 2 cents, but for your purchases. This could be big. I mean, 2 cents is like exploding on the timeline. We talked about it last week. So 3 cents is going to be where all of your inflows and outflows are coming from.
I think that you should be able to see, like, people have a hard time budgeting and managing money. You should be held accountable by your friends. Like, if it says Kevin just spent $20 at Starbucks, and you can click on my profile, it says Kevin has spent $2,000 at Starbucks this month. I want my friends to be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're wasting all this money,
I think that's just called having an accountant. Having a certified financial planner.
Share your spending, guys. It's funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of spending and bad financial management, tipping culture.
Oh boy.
So I know you never tip. Every time we're out, you always tell the waiter, yeah, I'm not tipping at the beginning, just to, set the precedent, which I think is smart. What about this though? Ordered a pizza, separate tips for the delivery driver and preparing your meal. I mean, can I play devil's advocate here? When you tip normally, I don't know where the money is going. It could be going straight to the manager, unethical. It could be going only to the cashier, but I want to tip the cook. This, at least I know who I'm tipping. No, I don't want to do this on every order. I'm not vouching for it. But I'd rather know where my money is going. It's like charity. A lot of times charities are corrupt. They're not actually, donating the money.
So I have a confession. I own this pizza restaurant. And when people tip the delivery driver or those preparing the meal, it all comes to me.
It goes straight into Cal sheet.
I am just sitting over here.
Damn.
Just counting stacks and stacks and stacks of cash.
The fruits of my hard labor.
I don't. Yeah, this. I think when Sam comes on, we'll have this, and then we'll just have the cash fan, like a wrapper.
Nice.
This is good.
I was wondering, on a serious note, why do billionaires not get iced out? Like, it would be so sick if billionaires showed up with like insane Rolexes and like fat chains, and like, it looks a little stupid, but it's mostly sick.
Have you seen the Jensen NVIDIA?
All the ice, all the ice memes, like the Keanu Reeves. Those are so good. But people, like, if Zuck got a fat Meta chain, it would be pretty sick.
Well, people went nuts when he
the glow up.
Well, it's like when he started wearing like $400,000 watches, and people go insane over it.
Damn.
Have you seen this?
No.
Zuck watch. All right, we're gonna deviate from. Yeah, so I think it was this. He wore 2 things that everybody went crazy about. Actually, there were 3, right? There was this was like the shirt that he was wearing, right? At some like interview, some information summit or whatever. But let's see if
which you can tell is expensive, but
right. So 139,000. Okay. First of all,
bruh.
We need to stop allowing non-Americans to write things on the internet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the conversion is.
Doesn't
Dennis
make
is
any
probably
sense.
still here. He can tell us because they what the pound to euro to USD is. So he's got like all these. I mean, this is like $1 million watch.
The billionaires are too smart with money. It's way more entertaining when people aren't smart with money. Like, it's not fun to watch if someone's just investing in the S&P and they're getting investment properties. Like, bro, at least put on a show. Like, you have so much money, like, buy some crazy shit or go bankrupt, or like, come on. Like, us, the bourgeoisie, we're left here.
It's the meme of like poking. Come on, do something. Come on, go broke. Do it.
I will say the Zuck glow up should be studied. I mean, yes, he might be a lizard, might be a robot, but come on. His stylist, he definitely uses the Jazzercise.
100%.
You know the Jazzercise?
Yeah. That's that's like one of those inventions similar to like the Livestrong bracelet that like easy money. Nobody really like tried to like mass produce either a physical thing that you like chew on to make your jaw stronger, or like YouTube videos or like VHSs back in the day. Yep.
2,000 Jazzercises bought in the last month. And look, all they did was find some rubber manufacturer and print the cheapest thing they possibly could. This one, $2K. This one, $500. People are legitimately buying these, but the one time I wear it on my company onboarding at my corporate job, suddenly I'm weird or not a good candidate anymore.
We should actually do, I think maybe on Thursday, we need to do the full billionaire glow up segment because they're amazing. Elon's, like, to when he bought Twitter at least, was wild. The Bezos one is like an all-time.
The boat picture. We can't show the Elon boat picture.
Yeah.
Come on. We're on his platform. No, I agree. Okay, Thursday, guys, Thursday show, tune in. We are doing the Billionaire Glow Up compilation sponsored by Turkey.
Yep.
I do have to appreciate Jeff didn't even go for the Turkey hair transplant shit. He is rocking the bald.
Yep. He just went straight. Sam Altman just went straight muscles. It's smart.
Sponsored by peptides. Wait, is Sam Altman ripped?
Yeah, now he is.
Really?
Yeah.
How tall is Sam Altman?
He's 4'9".
Let's see. Oh, 5'10". Okay. Damn. For some reason, I always thought he was short.
I forgot. I don't think this. Maybe we were like gone for the. We were gone for the little breaky break. Did you see this? He like posted this picture of himself to like show off the new like image generator. Hilarious.
He tweeted that himself?
Yeah. He said, also a very fun way to get fun images in ChatGPT, for example. And then he like produced his own calendar.
I will say he's pretty based.
Yeah.
On Twitter, he's actually super based.
It's quite entertaining.
Okay, enough about tips. Enough about AI. Actually, not enough about AI. I thought this was hilarious. So, someone downloaded ClawdBot and was WhatsApping, messaging it, telling it to email people to try to get an internship. And then it just sends this message, which is an error message. Error generating email with Grok. Rate limit reached.
Hell yeah.
And then it just goes through his whole thing. Try again. And then it says best. And then there wasn't enough credits. Oh, there was his name. So this is epic.
Welcome to 2026. Generally curious what prompt this kid was banking his internship on. Oh man. That's so funny.
It's tough. Yeah, you can't.
But it got the. I wonder if this is was this a reply? Because it got the subject correct. So what? It auto wrote a subject, and then it just couldn't complete the rest of the prompt.
I wonder how many emails like this he sent out. Maybe. I mean, if he had some script set up, he just sent out 1 million emails with the same rate limit reached.
That's amazing. All right, so we got Sam coming on here. What, in 5 minutes? We got one more. We'll do 2 quick back-to-backs because these will be good shout outs. I think that this model of, have you followed what Standard Capital is doing? It's basically their YC for Series A. So you like fill out, you like apply to a funding cycle, right? 2 of these guys, Dalton Caldwell and Paul B. Paul was like an original founder of YC. Dalton was a long-time kind of beloved partner at YC. So they left to do Standard Capital with this guy, Brian Berg, who is also a super legit, I think like CTO of a bunch of companies. But yeah, you apply and then you get a fixed amount, but typically a Series A is going to take 20% of your company, sometimes 25%, sometimes it's like 18%. So when you see these Series A's, usually it's like, we've raised 20 million at a $100 million valuation. Standard Capital is taking 10%. So they've become like hyper competitive. It's like the realtor thing we were talking about earlier. So it's become this hyper competitive thing. And they have funded a bunch of really interesting companies. I think that this is one of the more interesting ones. And I met the founder of this a while ago. I'm not an investor, so I'm not shouting out my own investment. But I think that this is a classic example of like where Standard Capital is coming in clutch. Like presumably these guys raised a $12 million Series A at a $120 million valuation with only diluting like 10%. Now, what this allows for is with like Andreessen or CRV to participate alongside, because I think the problem was that these Series A firms were coming in, taking 20%, and then they were also like elbowing other firms out of the funding round. So now that they've only sold presumably 10%, they can bring in like Andreessen alongside, CRV alongside, YC alongside. These guys I've heard have grown like crazy. I always wonder like what this revenue growth actually looks like, but 19x obviously in 12 months is insane. Even if you're starting from a very small number, it's like insane to compound that quickly. And this is like, this again was just one of these things like this has already gotten like 1.2 million views, which I don't even understand how that's happened, but shout out to them. Really solid launch video. And the actual product, I was looking at it earlier, is pretty sick. I think that everybody, when they're first building a company, is so focused on like, you know, these like tasks for individuals that like coordinating the efforts of entire teams, like way harder to build a product that allows like Microsoft's finance team to like automate a bunch of stuff that they're working on together. Everybody's focused on like the individual level, but I think a lot of these companies will focus on the team level, which is cool.
And give me a rundown for someone who has never raised a single dollar besides allowance. If I start a company and 8 different firms invest in it, are the firms like now, like, are they talking to each other? Or is it just like I have like 8 step parents now and I kind of pick my favorite and I talk to them a lot? Or how does it work if you have like 8 different investors?
If you have 8 investors, usually they will really not know and care about the other 7 unless those people are on the board.
I see.
So like it'll happen occasionally where like I'll invest in a company and I'll say like, oh, like the only way that I like it, the next time that I see Dalton at Standard Capital, The only way that I would be like, oh, I saw that you did Concourse is probably if I'm also an investor in Concourse. But he's probably like, wait, who are you? I don't even know. Like, I didn't even know that you were an investor, because there's probably at Series A now, there's so many angels that are joining these companies that by the time they get to like a Series A, there's like 20 to 50 names on the cap table. And if you're doing, 50, 60 investments per year, there's no way to keep track of that.
Right.
Now, in a case like this, the other thing that's kind of interesting, revolutionary about Standard Capital is I'm pretty sure that they are not taking a board seat, which is good because I think generally founders want to free up seats in the early days for like later stage board members. And so, this basically allows them to like hold a seat back until the Series B. So at like Series B, C, the board is all kind of talking to one another and collaborating a lot closer. But yeah, that'll take it'll take like a few years for most companies to get there.
That's sweet. Right. It's like you're the youngest child.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have a special guest today. We're very excited. We're going to bring Sam into the stream. And before we bring him in, I got to get Kevin's hat didn't arrive, but we'll two of the three of us will be rocking the
all right, we're matching. Come on, Kevin.
Dude. Do you guys have a merch store?
We don't have a merch store, but we'll definitely send you one.
Let's go.
We'll hook that up.
Got the hat.
Yeah. Sam, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How's everything going? What's been your focus of 2026?
Yeah. Things have been going well. It's been, intense start to the year. I think it's probably like a broken record for everyone, but trying to replace a lot of our workflows with these agentic systems. I think things that there was a lot of hype all of last year, and I was like, who are all these people? Like, everyone talking about agents. I'm like, who are these people? Like, let me actually see what's going on. It's like, I don't think it's actually working. And then now I think everyone, that's kind of what we're doing. Yesterday we ran out of Claude code credits, and people started all the engineers are like, all right, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. So we're like freaking out trying to find like an Anthropic salesperson. So it's been a lot of it. I think has been that, and just a lot of company building, less exciting stuff.
Nice. So the good news for all of the people who are just like working on side projects is, even if you end up building a big successful company like Numeral has, you still are running out of credits. You're always putting out fires. That never changes. Just the level of intensity and the amount that you're probably paying for those credits changes slightly over the years, I imagine.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just like always jealous of like your business model is like I'm trying to give you the money, like banging on the door, and like we're just like trying to back channel, find a salesperson that's gonna like let us like cut them a bigger check. So
yeah,
must be nice.
It's hard to spend money with other hyperscaler companies sometimes. Like, everybody's just so busy right now that it's like tracking down a salesperson in the middle of the day can be tough, for sure. Yeah, and so we talk about Numeral all the time. In fact, like a lot of the people in the chat now will just bring Numeral into the conversation about random things that we're talking about, which is good. We have this ongoing bit about Kevin buys minced garlic, and every time he buys minced garlic, he's always looking at the sales tax and trying to calculate, what the sales taxes are going to be and how those, sellers are like handling all their tax compliance. So for those who don't know, I am super curious because you have a really interesting background. Can you just give like a quick, 30-second overview of like what you were doing before Numeral? Mm-hmm. What led you to create Numeral, and kind of what Numeral even is?
Yeah. So my background is I worked in tech for a while, was in San Francisco Bay Area, got like totally burnt out of San Francisco, got out of a 5-year relationship. I'm like, I need to get the hell out of here. And so went and lived abroad for a few years. And at the time there was this huge wave of like direct to consumer businesses, I think Dollar Shave Club, there's all these success stories. And I had, I've been on growth teams. And so I kind of knew about marketing. And so I ended up launching a bunch of my own, Shopify brands, and had a jewelry brand, did 30 million in sales. I still own a vitamin gummy brand, does over 10 million a year in sales. And while running that, I dealt with this. There was a Supreme Court ruling that kind of changed the law of the land, and all of a sudden I was having to go and file sales tax in 40 plus states. So if, before this, I shipped to a customer in Miami, Florida. I don't have to think of it. It's just tax free, nice and easy. But then after this law, I had to go and collect my, Miami tax, Dade County, and it was just this like crazy suck of my time. It was just pure brain damage. I was not an accountant. There was nothing I wanted to think about. And so that was really kind of the impetus to start that. So my old boss at Airbnb, Gustav, ended up becoming a partner YC, and encouraged us to go and apply. And so started the business 3 years ago, initially focused on these more e-commerce businesses and helping them with sales tax. But now working with a lot of SaaS companies as well, brands like Brex or Manus just got acquired. So I guess 2 acquired companies.
Nice.
And also bread and butter, still been a lot of e-commerce coming with like 8 Sleep or Graza olive oil, things like that.
I'm curious, when you started like these D2C brands, first of all, how did you choose jewelry and vitamins? And then how do you get like just in the e-commerce space, how did you get off the ground, like get your first 100 sales?
Yeah, so I mean, they're very specific businesses. The jewelry one was very much kind of like this SEO play where I was like, okay, I wanted to do something based on like search volume. So I was looking for like gift products were like this huge category that people were searching for. People would be like, gift for my daughter-in-law, gift for my piano teacher. I'm like, how do I have a very targeted product? So we just got this cheap jewelry for like 50 cents off of Alibaba. And then we print out these card backgrounds. So we had thousands of card backgrounds, and it'd be like a poem, because we saw these poems were trending on Pinterest. It'd be like some cheesy poem like, to my piano teacher, thank you for teaching me the scales, blah, 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 blah. And so you'd search on Google or Pinterest or Etsy or Amazon, like gift for piano teacher, and we'd have like the only targeted product towards all of the thousands of long tail keywords. And so we picked that because, costume jewelry, you could buy it for 50 cents and sell it for $50. And, I could get everything air shipped, etc. And so that's why we started that category. The learning there was people would buy our kind of little corny gifts, but then they would never come back and buy again. And so my learning was like, okay, I should do something a little bit more durable than that. And within the e-commerce space, supplements category has some of the best retention because, you take the same pill every single day, or in our case, gummies. So we saw gummies were a big trend a couple of years ago. And so I'm like, let's just take all the common supplement categories and put them in a gummy form. But still, even with that, by the end of the year, 70% or 80% of your customers have churned. And so, I was jealous of my friends and during ZERP era with their crazy valuations for their SaaS businesses. And so I'm like, I'm still in the wrong category here. And during COVID, I had to stop traveling. So I'm like, all right, I guess I can do something a little bit more ambitious and do a kind of a venture-backed idea. So that's kind of how I laddered up the value chain a little bit.
And that's how you got into vitamins for piano teachers.
Yeah, exactly. You give them some beta blockers or something, right?
The rare crossover. And so I guess with Numeral today, how you've evolved, I think one of the things that I've seen on X, on LinkedIn, just a bunch of different surface areas, I always see people who are shouting you guys out in the e-com space. Did you, like, kind of given your background there, the first few customers, they were like more D2C, more e-com focused, just kind of given the like sales tax compliance problems that you have with shipping all these products? Like, I guess now have you guys, are you evolving into other categories? I guess, like, what's sort of the balance of new customers coming on between SaaS, e-com, like all these different things?
Yeah. So, for our first, I don't know, year or so, a year and a half, like 10 plus million of ARR, we were just focused on e-commerce. And then we have a lot of friends in the Bay Area, and software is not taxable here in California, but about half the states do tax it. And so we just kept getting enough requests from friends. And so, software is our number 2 category right now, but it's still a fairly large chunk of the business. And then lately, we've been focusing more and more on, things like marketplaces and merchants of record, and these kind of like bigger like platforms has been kind of a bigger one. We have a bunch more verticals we're planning on launching this year, keeping it a little bit under wraps. But sales tax and we also started focusing on international more as well, was another like change of the business. Initially, we just focused on US, but as we started working with software businesses, they're like, hey, I have to deal with tax in Kenya or Oman or Indonesia. And so now, and historically the providers, they might be able to calculate that what you need to collect in all those countries, but they weren't actually, going and getting you registered with Kenya and going and doing the filing. And so we kind of took a little bit of a page from the deal playbook, what they did on global payroll to make it really easy to hire kind of compliantly in all these different countries. And so that's sort of the pivot we're doing, but instead of it being payroll tax, it's the sexy world of indirect tax like VAT and sales tax.
Yeah. And I guess what's your vision over the next few years? Like, is the sort of mission of the company to just keep doubling down on the messaging and go to market around sales tax, or is it like, as Deal has kind of slowly expanded into other things, you saw like Rippling, start with one thing and expand into this like multi-category platform quite quickly. I guess, like, how do you feel about the ways that you could expand from here?
Great question. So I think, the current market we're focused on is quite large. There's public companies, and you can build a multi-billion-dollar company just focusing on sales tax VAT. So you want to stay focused. At the same time, too, you look at these, businesses like the Big Four accounting firm where they have, aggregate, it's, I think, almost 100 billion or so of annual revenue. And you're not gonna, those businesses are a big bundle of a bunch of different things, right? There's like audit or deal advisory and all these kind of subcategories, but within that there's a lot around tax, and there's a lot of kind of categories, I think, that are not super obvious to go after, things like transfer taxes, property taxes. And so broadly, I think as we keep getting more sophisticated using these AI systems we're building, I think a lot of what we're building today for VAT sales tax will be applicable to other kind of related tax forms. And so my guess is, like, in a few years, you'll see these kind of Big Four accounting are kind of going to be getting, it's sort of like the unbundling of Craigslist or something like that, where they have these services businesses and they have all sorts of categories, and there'll be softwares kind of chewing different parts. You're not going to have you're not going to have one startup replace all of Big Four.
Yeah.
But I think, like there's definitely categories that we want to eat, and so like that's like the longer term plan.
I'm curious, as a PNW native, how does Numeral operate in Oregon? Many people go to Oregon, get a laptop, sales tax free. Are you guys active in Oregon?
No, we don't. Yeah, there's no sales tax in Oregon, so I don't think we're doing too much over there. It's it's a nice little haven, right? I think the hack is to live in Vancouver, Washington, and pay no income tax, and then drive down and in bioelectronics in Oregon. Yeah,
and with taxes, like sales tax is different across different categories. And Chris and I were talking about a product that you may be familiar with, that I'm curious what you think the category for the tax is, because it's not necessarily a food and it is a product. Have you heard of this before?
Oh, is this like a clavicular special? What is it? It's like
exactly. So with all these different categories, I mean, who decides what category something goes in? Is it the supplier or the manufacturer?
For tax, I mean, it should be whoever's selling it, right? So in this case, marketplaces are a little complicated, but generally the onus would be like on Amazon to make sure they're collecting the right rates. And if they get audited, the auditor could challenge the category. So yeah, I always love the category, like edible underwear. Is that taxed as candy? Is it taxed as candy or lingerie, right? And so you might have to get in an argument, in auditors. The crazy part is it's not like, okay, it's lingerie or it's candy. Like different states might have different interpretations as well. So that's what makes it super crazy, is that like an auditor in Louisiana is going to be a subcontractor, doesn't even work for the state, and auditor in California, and they're all different. So a lot of our goal is that as businesses, you shouldn't have to think of all this insanity. Just like hand the keys to someone who just owns the problem, so you can get back to your work. But yeah, for the mewing, is that what it is? Like,
exactly. It's a Jawser size.
Maybe it's like workout equipment or something like that. I'll have to ask. We actually have multiple lawyers on staff. They're like tax researchers, and like their whole job is like, yeah, taking a category like that and trying to like interpret the law and like map it like, okay, we think it's taxable in Arizona or we don't.
Right.
And we can use AI to get pretty far, but a lot of the time, like, there's no way AI would be able to like make a determination there.
Right.
That's insane. I would not have guessed. Like, that's one of those like humans plus AI things of just like categorization, right? Of all these different like millions of SKUs and items. That's tough.
Yeah, we're working with WAP right now. It's like a market, it's a huge market, multi-billion-dollar marketplace. But their categories are like, oh, I'm somebody selling access to a Discord server where I'm selling stock picking or like sports betting tips, and like, what's the taxability of that? Is it like an educational course? Is it a club membership, education? And there's like all these very specific subcategories each state has. So, often when you have new products come out, like, it's really hard to figure, like, the states don't even know what to do with it.
Right.
Yep. That's crazy. And how big, I guess, team size, how big is Numeral today?
Yeah, we're up to, it's crazy because we started last year, I think like 23 people and ended at 80. So it's grown really fast. I like to keep my team small. So it's like, it's definitely, you want to keep the team small, but I think, when you grow really fast, there's just a lot you have to do. So we're hovering in the 80s, trying to, slow growth is from headcount and just be more productive as much as we can. But, there's always more to do.
I guess what last question, and then we'll let you get back to it. Thanks again for being here. What's been like kind of the biggest challenge like in that journey? Whether it's like, is it just like hiring the right people? Is it finding the right partners on the investor side? Is it like, how do you message this thing? Like, sales tax compliance is this very like unsexy thing, and how do you get sort of the branding and the go-to-market right for that? I guess, has there been one thing that stood out as like, man, this one thing was way harder than I expected it to be?
Yeah, I think for us, I come from like a growth and marketing background, and so I think on the and product as well. So I think like the things around growth and product. My co-founder Matt was like early Stripe engineer, like 2014, early Notion engineer, and so I think like things around product and go to market have actually been more kind of what we've been stronger at. I think where it's always been challenging is our business still requires quite a bit of operations. Much heavier than a typical, SaaS type of or whatever type of business. Especially we started in early 2023, where you didn't have any, there wasn't even thinking models or any of this stuff, and so I think a big thing that we're focused on is like, we have a huge operations team having to, we're doing tens of thousands of filings a month, and most of that can be fully automated, but there's just all sorts of crazy stuff that goes on. It's still a form of accounting, and so I think just running like a really tight operations org, we have like new leadership in place, and I think now I can kind of hand off a lot of that, but I think that's always for me, that's always just been like less my my natural forte is just to be like highly organized and operational. And so I think, that's, and luck. And the nice thing too is now with agents, like a lot of these workflows that we started by hand, like they're well documented. We're just kind of going one at a time and just like automating it. So that's a relief as well.
Have you filed your personal taxes yet?
Absolutely not. I get an extension every single year. Yes.
Extend.
Last year I got lucky because I spent my time in San Francisco, LA, but majority, like whatever, I paid my taxes in LA, and everyone in LA got an extension because of the fires. Even from your estimated payments, you got an extension. So the fire was horrible, tragic, but the one nice thing that came out of it was everyone in LA got an extension.
And if you use Numeral, you don't have to worry about being late, because they guarantee that your sales tax is filed on time, or they will pay any penalties and interest charges.
That's right.
Oh yeah, go check them out.
Numeral.com.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get back to it. We're huge fans of Numeral. Tons of business owners listen to this. They all are switching to Numeral if they're not on already. So it's good to have you here.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. We'll see you.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. All right.
Nice.
The man, the myth,
the Jawser size problem has been solved.
We
also,
now know.
I got verbal confirmation of a hat, which is more than I could ever ask for.
Yeah.
I didn't get to ask him about the Boston Tea Party, which I really wanted to do because being in the tax space, that would be huge.
We'll have to do a FaceTime afterwards, and we'll clip that out for TikTok.
Right.
Were you pro or anti Boston Tea Party? This is good. All right, now I got to get.
Now we're back in circles.
We're back in circles. This is unbelievable.
I wanted to pull up the. I thought if I pulled up the Boston Tea Party, he'd go, "No, no." Or how do you feel about taxation without representation?
We are not a fan here of taxation without representation. I pay my sales taxes in Connecticut. I expect to be able to go to Connecticut for free once a year.
Right. And have a representative. This is ridiculous. Okay? I'm fired up. In Washington, they added a 95% tax on ZYN. And New York, 75% tax. But, dude, they literally put almost a 100% tax on ZYN, okay? Let us
insane
sports bet and spit on bar floors in peace. Leave us alone. What have we done to you, government? Let me ask that. How are you going to turn around and do this to us? It literally went from, depending on where you're at, like $8 to $15 overnight. This started January 1st, 2026. People were taken aback by it, rightfully so. Washington,
all
New York.
Nicotine pouches, like Lucy's and Excels and all those, or is it just the ZYN brand?
It's got to be, let's see, ZYN nicotine pouches. Let's see, Lucy nicotine, sales tax. If it's just ZYN, I mean, in every, yes, okay, 95% tax on the sales price of nicotine products, including synthetic pouches like Lucy, vapes, and e-cigarettes. So this is all of nicotine products in Washington. They're taking us down. But with ZYN specifically, it could be like every nicotine product, there's one martyr. They're usually the biggest player in a space. They take over. We saw this with Juul. They completely took over premium product. They had all these fruit flavored pods, and they were the only ones to play ball with the FDA. Juul was like, okay, you know what? We'll be regulated. We want to work with you guys. So then they got this huge nerf. You could only smoke tobacco or menthol flavored pods, which were, everyone was there for the mint. So
right,
they fell off. Then they fall off. Same time, Puff Bar, Geek Bar, all these Chinese unregulated companies come in. They don't play ball. Somehow they can still get sold in these vape shops. They have watermelon, cocoa melon flavor, and take a huge market share.
Well, we have a lot of aspiring, founders, aspiring streamers on our stream. So we need to skip over any sort of ZYN or Lucy advertisement and just push the real stuff, cigars.
Right.
Audience,
cigar stream coming up soon.
If you're 9 and you're listening to this, go out and grab a cigar. It's going to be a lovely afternoon in 3rd grade or whatever you're doing. So
unless they're in Washington, in which case they'll pay a 95% tax.
Yeah. Well, that was good. Good stream, solid numbers. I realized it was weird right before Sam came on, the X chat thing stopped working. Because I was like, it's weird that we've had so many questions on stream, but then I was looking at the chat, it's just not syncing up to Restream. We'll have to look into that.
Restream, guys, StreamYard. We are open to any sponsorships. Restream, you can make things right by giving us more money, but we're free agents for the time being.
That's right.
Sam Ross, sales tax, Mince Garlic, Jawser Size, ClawdBot. We've covered a lot. Fairlife,
Yeti. Oh, this is good. let's have an entire segment where we just hold up different things. Milwaukee Knives, best in the business.
Hydro Flask, Fairlife,
Apple things.
Orcas Island, market, purified drinking water, refillable.
Yep.
Sean Frank, if you're watching this, best product. The Ridge, damn, the webcam's nice. The Ridge, people give me shit for this, okay? Listen, I've had many a friend, many a stranger, extended family go, what the fuck? What is this? This greatest investment. It's got the Apple AirTag on the money clip built in. I can make sounds with it. I can find it easily. You can store 1 million cards. I'll show my card numbers on stream.
Yeah, why don't you hold up the front and back of your credit card just so we can take a look.
I'm fired up.
There you go. Shout out to Mercedes, big sponsor.
Damn.
Shout out to my lawyers at Rink Noonan.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about Chris fighting a case next week and the economics of lawsuits.
We are going to talk about this when I win this summer, and I'm saving all my invoices. I'm going to break down the full cost of going after several contractors who messed with me. That's why I'm wearing this. I get to wear this because I am the contractor now. I am the blue collar truck driving numeral hat wearing contractor now.
Free Chris. Yeah, I thought it was great that you guys were next to each other in your numeral hats and I was stuffed in the corner being covered up with the QR code. No hat,
QR. Everybody in the chat's calling you QR boy.
I feel like I was raising my hand in the back. I have something, please, me.
Well, I put the hat on and then I was going to take it off, but then I felt like, I can't not rock the numeral merch in front of our main boss and sponsor, Sam.
Well, I'm going to need a hat ASAP. It'll take a couple weeks to get here because I'm in the middle of, I'm in Edinburgh of the Seven Seas actually right now on vacation at Albatross Bar.
Hell yeah.
All right. I need to pee so bad.
All right. Let's end this thing.
Thanks for tuning in. Longest stream yet. I think the man Sam Ross came on. Shout out Numeral. Rewind this. Shout out Hire Overseas. Hire an EA. Whatever you need. Rafini said it best. The boy Phil. I was watching one of his videos in Hire Overseas onboarding because we are using them, and he said a lot of these things nowadays, these tasks, you don't think about hiring an employee. You think about the output that you want, and there's a lot smarter ways to do it besides just hiring someone full-time in the US. You can get the same output or better output for a better value using Hire Overseas.
Yep. I love it. I'm a huge fan of Hire Overseas. And I'm also, guess what? I'm a huge fan of Numeral as well. Numeral.com is the fastest and most accurate way to stay compliant with US sales tax and global VAT. It is the AI native solution for sales tax in over 70 countries. Whether you're selling to customers in Texas or Tanzania, let Numeral worry about your sales tax. And the Numeral guarantee is that they will file your sales tax on time or they will cover any penalties or interest charges. Numeral.com. Shout out to the boys. This is so sad that, by the way, we're getting all these chats and they're like not showing up in the thing. So if you're chatting with us, we see you. I just can't pull them up, sadly. By the way, Sam said in the chat, Lucy's a Numeral customer. So
no way.
Let's get Lucy in.
Damn. Hey, yeah. Hopefully Numeral gets a cut of the tax because that
Philip said that he's so impressed that Kevin watched all of our onboarding videos. Hell yeah, we did. Well, he did.
No joke. I saw you think about it as an output, Phil. I'm not some corporate leech just taking people's money and throwing them to the wayside. I really care about this shit.
That's right. It's for real. And by this time, Thursday, you guys are going to see the results of some of our clips that we're doing with the Hire Overseas team. They're going to be amazing. Can't wait.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday. Adios.
Outro video soon.
Outro video.